हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांता नमोस्तुते ताप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये Hare Krishna. So continuing from the second chapter, very beautiful chapter entitled Remembrance of Lord Krishna. The remembrance by one of the great exalted devotee of the Supreme Lord, Mahatma Uddhava. How much Uddhavji was absorbed in thinking about the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord Krishna. After being questioned and petitioned by Vidurji to sing the glories of the Supreme Lord, so we see what is the situation of Uddhavji. In the fourth verse, we saw that he was completely silent. The word was sa muhurtam abhut tushnim. He became so silent, as if dead silent. Why? Because he went into trance, in the transcendental ecstasy of meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord, and he became completely peaceful and blissful. And the aesthetic symptoms that he was experiencing within, it became manifested without. It was exhibited outside also, in the forms of tears flowing from his eyes, and all the symptoms of ecstasy being exhibited in his body. So Vidura could understand that Uddhava had completely assimilated extensive love for the Lord. So these were all prem vikar. These are the transformations of ecstatic love for the Supreme Lord. And Prabhupada compared this to what personalities did Prabhupada compare these ecstatic symptoms with? That Uddhav displayed. We discussed that yesterday. Pradeep?
Above steel.
Sorry?
Mahabhava steel. Like steel. Stage one
Yeah,
following in the.
that is true. That is Mahabhav. But with whom did he compare? Did not. Your daughter's voice is coming. Manoram Prabhu, whom did he compare this Mahabhava static symptoms with?
Prabhuji, Srila Prabhupada gave example of Nitya Siddhas. So he told that Nitya Siddhas actually they exhibit those. And Uddhavaji was also in that platform, Prabhuji. He could understand.
What is your answer, Dashil Prabhu?
Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
It's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What are you people speaking? Commentary is speaking it. You never revise. Here it is said. All these were manifested by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the personification of love of God. Gradually rising in exceptional cases into Mahabhav stage, which is generally not possible for the living entities. All these were manifested by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the personification of love of God. And then Prabhupada talks about the nectar of devotion, where these transcendental symptoms are displayed by pure devotees. Okay, going further. Shanaker Bhagavad Lokan Narlokan Punaragata Vimrije Netre Viduram Pritya Aha Udhava Utsmayan. So, Shanaker, gradually from Bhagavan Lokan, from the spiritual, from the transcendent abode, he came down to Narloka Punaragata. The meditation of Vidurji had, uplifted him to the spiritual world. And from the spiritual world, he came back to the Narloka, to the material world. The great devotee Uddhav soon came back from the abode of the Lord, that is spiritual world, to the human plane. And Vimrajya Netre Viduran, and wiping his eyes, he awakened his reminiscence of the past and spoke to Vidur in a pleasing mood. When Uddhav was fully absorbed in the transcendental ecstasy of love of God, he actually forgot all about the external world. This is the natural outcome. If one is spiritually elevated or if one is spiritually connected, then he also becomes disconnected from the material world. So he actually forgot all about the external world. The pure devotee lives constantly in the abode of the Supreme Lord, even in the present body. How? Can you quote some example or some instance? How the pure devotee lives constantly in the abode of the Supreme Lord, even in the present body, which apparently belongs to this world. The pure devotee is not exactly on the bodily plane since he is absorbed in the transcendental thought of the Supreme. Okay? Give some reference. How is it possible? How this principle works? That is constantly in the abode of the Supreme Lord, although he is in this material world. How this becomes possible? Is he in both places all the time? Or he keeps coming and going all the time? How it becomes possible? मान्य नहीं माता जी समझ में आ रहा है ना क्या बोल रहे हैं वो सब्जी के लिए
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी का
हरे कृष्ण जी कैसे
प्रभु जी
संभव
थोड़ा ज्वाइन किया तो
हाँ नहीं समझ
थोड़ा
में आ नहीं
लेट में नहीं थोड़ा प्रभु जी समझ में नहीं है
मैं दोबारा पढ़ता हूँ The pure devotee lives constantly in the abode of the Supreme Lord, even in the present body, which apparently belongs to this world. The pure devotee is not exactly on this bodily plane since he is absorbed in the transcendental thought of the Supreme. How it is possible? That is constantly in the abode of the Lord, although in the material body. Material body से तो कोई spiritual world में नहीं जा सकता, फिर कैसे संभव होता है? How it works?
प्रभु जी एग्जाम्पल बोल रहे हैं प्रभु जी।
हाँ, कोई एग्जाम्पल दीजिए, कोई रेफरेंस दीजिए।
हरिदास ठाकुर प्रभु जी, भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर, हरिदास ठाकुर।
क्या? अरे खाली नाम बोलने से नहीं होगा ना, उसके पीछे तथ्य बताना पड़ेगा। ये सिद्धांत क्या है, कैसे संभव होता है ये?
वो हर जगह पे भगवान का ही दर्शन करते हैं।
कोई इंस्टेंस बताइए जिस लीला में ऐसा स्फुरित हुआ। या कोई सिद्धांत बताइए कि कैसे संभव होता है। नहीं तो ये सेंटिमेंटल स्टेटमेंट हो जाएगा, खाली बोल दिया हो गया। नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है। पुरुषोत्तम प्रभु, हाउ दिस प्रिंसिपल वर्क्स?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण।
Prabhu, example is like Srila Prabhupada. He's 24/7, he is engaged in the thinking of Krishna. So, although he is materially present in this world, but he always in the spiritual world.
कुछ और एग्जांपल, मतलब और डिटेल बताओ। खाली ये तो अभी स्टिल इसमें सब्सटेंस नहीं है। सब्सटेंस बताइए। दिस स्टेटमेंट है, नॉट जस्ट अ स्टेटमेंट। वेयर इज दिस सब्सटेंस, ये पूछ रहा हूं मैं। उसमें तथ्य क्या है? एक्सप्लेन करिए। जो आप कह रहे हो गलत नहीं है, लेकिन उसके पीछे तथ्य या प्रमाण नहीं दे पा रहे हैं। Who will explain? Pranav, how this principle works?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Sorry, Prabhuji, cannot explain.
Why? Are you hearing this for the first time?
Mm.
Then how this principle works? Yes,
Their
Ramya?
mind always they always remember the pastimes of the spiritual world. No? That's why.
That is true. Yes,
Nitya
Ramya.
Lila.
Ramya, you explain. बोलो, आपने हाथ उठाया था अभी, तो अनम्यूट करके बोलो।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी।
हरे कृष्ण।
प्रभु जी, जो भगवान के इटर्नल एसोसिएट्स होते हैं, जो आचार्य होते हैं, उनको हम नित्य लीला प्रविष्ट भी बोलते हैं। तो दे आर ऑलवेज इन द इटर्नल पास्ट टाइम्स ऑफ द सुप्रीम लॉर्ड। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, श्रीला भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर इन हिज राइटिंग of Bhoga Arti, he actually clearly see the what happened in the past times, and in Gaur Arti also we can see from his writing that he was visualizing the past times. And
Yes, they can manifest the spiritual world wherever they desire. See, Srila Prabhupada, he took Vrindavan to the entire world. He went from Vrindavan to America, but he was never in America. In America, he created new Vrindavan, he created new Dwarika, he created new Jagannath Puri. Wherever he went, he manifested the Supreme Lord. He manifested devotees. He manifested devotional service. Wherever he went, he expanded Vrindavan to everywhere. What is the principle? तमार हृदय सदा गोविंदा विश्राम. This is the principle. Govinda kahena mora Vaishnava paran. Because they carry this. We discussed this yesterday also. What was the Sanskrit verse? That Tirtha. They carry the Tirtha in their heart. What is the Tirtha? It is the abode of the Supreme Lord. They are always carrying the Tirtha, the Supreme Lord's abode in their heart. And wherever they go, they manifest the spiritual world, they manifest the Supreme Lord, they manifest Supreme Lord's devotees, and they manifest Supreme Lord's devotional service. क्यों माननीय माता जी आपको पता नहीं है ये? हाँ? तो जहां भगवान के शुद्ध भक्त हैं वहां धाम अपने आप प्रकट हो जाता है. वो धाम अपने हृदय में लेके जाते हैं. हमने कितनी बार यात्रा करते हैं, हर बार तो समझाते हैं धाम का मतलब क्या है. एक मतलब यही बताते हैं, धाम का मतलब वो है जो भगवान के शुद्ध भक्त अपने हृदय में लेके चलता है. The pure devotee is not exactly on the bodily plane, since he is absorbed in the transcendental thought of the Supreme. When Uddhav wanted to speak to Vidura, he came down from the abode of Lord Dwarka to the material plane of human beings. Wow. He was absorbed, he was in Dwarka, meditating. Even though a pure devotee is present on the mortal planet, here he is here in relation to the Lord for engagement in transcendental loving service and not for any material cause. A living entity can live either on the material plane or in the transcendental abode of the Lord in accordance to his existential condition. The conditional changes of the living entity are explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita in the instruction given to Srila Rupa Goswami by Lord Sri Chaitanya. The living entities all over the universes are enjoying the effects of the respective fruitive results of their own, life after life. Out of all of them, some may be influenced by the association of pure devotees and thus get the chance to execute devotional service by attainment of taste. Very important statement, very important principle. Very, very important. In the morning also I was reading something similar. The same thing is coming up again. That out of them some may be influenced by the association of pure devotee and thus get the chance to execute devotional service by attainment of taste, or it is called ruchi. Same thing. One cannot progress or one cannot continue until he has this taste. And where he gets the taste? In the association, not otherwise. Those who are thinking that they can progress on their own, they are in complete illusion. It is never possible. It will never be possible. Then further, Prabhupada is saying the same thing which I read in the morning. This taste is the seed of devotional service. This taste, what's taste? Higher taste, spiritual taste. Taste for performing service to the Supreme Lord. And one who is fortunate enough to have received such a seed is advised to sow it in the core of his heart. Of course, it is also called Bhakti Lata Bij. As one cultivates a seed by pouring water to fructify it, the seed of devotional service sown in the heart of a devotee may be cultured by pouring water in the form of hearing and chanting of the holy name and pastimes of the Lord. This is so very essential. Everything else is completely farce, is bogus. It will not help you even to continue in Krishna consciousness. This is the core. जैसे अगर आप भोजन नहीं करेंगे, ऐसा होता है 2-3 दिन भोजन करना भूल गए. क्यों प्रणब? It happens with you that 2-3 days you don't eat, you don't have time. Does
No,
it happen?
Prabhuji, no.
Why? Why it does not happen? Because we are convinced that if we don't eat, then we will not have energy and we cannot live. Similarly, if you want to remain on the spiritual platform, if you don't hear and chant, you cannot exist. You don't exist. I'm very glad. I'm monitoring you every day in the morning also, that you are all started to come by 5. This should be the strict standard. Sadhaka means that he shows the Supreme Lord by his effort, by his determination, that yes, I am sincere. There must be. How the taste will come for chanting? It will come when Krishna will release. But why Krishna will release? When he will see that the aspirant is really sincere. He is serious. Hearing also. Never ever try to miss everything else. Everything else is going to be lost. It will never be ours. So why we are chasing it? And why we are leaving the eternal for temporary? Very important statement. I want to spend more time and discussion on this statement because it is still not convinced us to the core as it should. This is what, see, please see, this is the discourse between whom? This discourse is being held between Lord Chaitanya and Srila Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami is the Acharya for Rupa Goswami is the Acharya for Abhideya process. And we don't want to follow the process, and then we say that no change is coming. How change will come when the process is not purely followed? So the process, Prabhupada is detailing. In the morning I was reading this, that was from Rupa Goswami's Madhurya Kadambini. I don't know. I was searching something and that opened up. I was searching for a verse in the IARI morning session to discuss. And I don't know how from all of a sudden that verse opened up. And that was speaking about taste, ruchi. To the extent our taste and ruchi is becoming deeper, to that extent we will progress in Krishna consciousness. And how to know that ruchi is there? All other external activities will become lesser and lesser and of no relevance to us. And how do we know that we are going on the opposite side? Hearing and chanting will start making compromise. As soon as we start making compromise, missing hearing and chanting session, that means what? Our material attraction, ruchi for bhoga is increasing. Bhakti is increasing. So Prabhupada is saying here, as one cultivates the seed by pouring water to fructify it, the seed of devotional service sown in the heart of a devotee may be cultured by pouring water in the form of hearing and chanting of the holy names and pastimes of the Lord. What is the verse? What is the verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita? Very famous verse. This principle should be very clear. That is why my teacher always told me, if you don't eat for one day, I don't care. Nothing will happen to you. If you don't sleep for one day, nothing will happen to you. But if you don't hear one day, I mind it. I don't accept. Because your consciousness will be polluted. But we don't care. We don't care for it. He forced me. Actually, he literally, if he would not have forced me, then this process I would not have taken. If I would not have taken, I would not have pushed you. It is his blessing, his gift, his greatest gift in my life. And he forced me that you don't sleep, you don't eat, I don't care. But if you don't hear and chant, I will not accept. Then he told me how much, what is the schedule? He told me 365 and a half day in a year. He said that is the minimum standard. 365 and a half day in a year. I said, bacha kya? What is left? What is the verse? बोलो, ये तो वर्ष तो कैसे भूल सकते हो? जाता ही नहीं है अंदर. What? Many people receive the seed, but their creeper does not grow because they don't give the culturing. The culturing is not there. What is the culturing? Culturing, Prabhupada is saying, is hearing and chanting. What is the verse? खाली बीज लगाने से क्या आपको फल मिल जाएगा? नहीं मिलेगा. बोलो ना, मैं जल्दी बोलो.
प्रभु जी साधना भक्ति होते हुए रति उदय रति गाढ़ होए प्रेम
वो नित्य सिद्ध कृष्ण प्रेम साधु कबू नॉय श्रवण आदि शुद्ध चित्ते करया उदय. It is श्रवण आदि शुद्ध चित्ते करया उदय. Shravan of what? Hearing and chanting. Then, if you are doing Shravanam, then you will gradually get that taste, that higher taste. That is called Lolyam. Lolyam api mulyam ekanam koti janma sukriti na labhyate. Krishna bhakti ras bhavitamati. Kriyatam yadi kuto api labhyate. Lolyam api mulyam ekanam koti janma sukriti na labhyate. That lolyam, how it will come? When we hear continuously, so that taste will come. One devotee was explaining कि अगर मैं hearing नहीं करता हूँ तो मुझे लगता है कि मेरा आज का दिन बिल्कुल बेकार गया है. It has become useless, waste. So what is that? Is it developed that taste? रुचि आ गया. तो खाने में नमक नहीं मिला तो बेस्वाद है, बेकार है. The creeper of devotional service so nourished. What is the nourishment? Hearing and chanting. Gradually grows. And the devotee acting as the gardener goes on pouring the water of constant hearing and chanting. कितना स्पष्ट लिख रहे हैं प्रभुपाद. The creeper of devotional service gradually grows so high that it passes through the entire material universe and enters into the spiritual sky, growing still higher and higher until it reaches the planet Golok Vrindavan. पहले कहाँ जाएगा? पहले it will enter into the spiritual world. It will cross the Virja river. Then it will enter the spiritual world. Then it will transcend the Brahma Jyoti sphere. Then it will go into the Mahesh Dham. And from Mahesh Dham it will go further to other lokas, Vaikunthas. And from Vaikunthas it will further elevate to Saket. And Saket it will finally reach the Golok planet. Growing still higher and higher until it reaches the planet Golok Vrindavan. The devotee gardener is in touch with the abode of the Lord, even from the material plane, by dint of performing devotional service to the Lord, simply by hearing and chanting. See, simply, हम इतना प्रयास करते हैं कि और लोग इसमें आ जाएं, लेकिन नहीं आते वो. अभी कल मैं एक IRI के स्टूडेंट से मिला. वो 3 साल बाद मुझसे मिला. मैं आज सवेरे बता रहा था दयाशील प्रभु. बोला प्रभु जी अब मैं नहीं छोड़ूंगा. मैंने काफी देर मैंने कल बात की उसके साथ. बोला मैं जरूर कोई क्लास मिस नहीं करूंगा. कहाँ है? आज आया ही नहीं. नहीं है. ये बात हृदय में जाती ही नहीं है, क्योंकि अगर चली जाएगी तो क्या है, तो मटेरियल एग्जिस्टेंस खत्म। अगर श्रवण और कीर्तन में विश्वास आ गया तो फिर भौतिक अस्तित्व समाप्त हो गया, खत्म हो गया। फिर आध्यात्मिक जीवन प्रगति में होना शुरू हो गया। इट इज जस्ट अ मैटर ऑफ टाइम, देन योर मटेरियल एग्जिस्टेंस विल नो लॉन्गर बी देयर। लेकिन अभी रहना तो इधर ही है ना। अभी जो सफरिंग का कोटा है उसको जब तक पूरा स्वीकार नहीं कर लेंगे तब तक कैसे छोड़ दें। जन्म ही हुआ है, हाँ, पिटने के लिए। तो पिटो, फिर माया से पिटो। चैतन्य महाप्रभु has come to give us this process of hearing and chanting. As a creeper takes shelter of another strong tree, similarly the creeper of devotional service, nourished by the devotee, takes shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord and thus becomes fixed. When the creeper is fixed, then the fruit of keeper comes into existence. Wow. And the gardener who nourished it is able to enjoy this fruit of love. What is the aim? कृष्ण प्रेम। ऐसे थोड़ी मिल जाएगा, पहले लता बनानी पड़ेगी, पहले तो बीज, पहले बीज डालो, फिर बीज को क्या करना है, उसको नरिश करना है, उसको फ्लरिश करना है। कहाँ तक ले जाना है? गोलोक तक। और गोलोक तक कैसे जाएगा? जब उसके आपके पास उसका आधार होगा। There has to be some support. Only through that support we will reach. And when it finds the support, then there will be some flowers and fruits. And the gardener who nourished it is able to enjoy this fruit of love, and his life becomes successful. That Uddhava attained this stage is evident from his dealing. He could simultaneously reach the supreme planet and still appear in this world. Now Uddhavji will speak. Uddhava uvacha Krishna dhimane nimloche ghirnishva jagare naha kim nuna kushalam bhruyam gatashishu griheshvaham. Shri Uddhav said, my dear Udra, Krishna dhumani nimloche. The sun of Krishna is set. Or my dear Vidura, the sun of the world, Lord Krishna, has set. And now our house has been swallowed by the great snake of time. The word here is ajagarenaha, ajagara. Ajagar, what it does, it swallows everything. So the time factor, Krishna says, Kalo asmi lok shakrit pravito. So the snake of time has swallowed everything. What can I say to you about our welfare? The disappearance of Krishna's son may be explained as follows. According to the commentary of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Vidura was struck with great sorrow when he got the hint of the annihilation of the great Yadu dynasty as well as of his own family, the Kuru dynasty. Uddhav could understand the grief of Vidura, and therefore he first of all wanted to sympathize with him by saying that after the sunset, everyone is in darkness. Since the entire world was merged in the darkness of grief, neither Vidura nor Uddhava nor anyone else could be happy. Uddhava was as much aggrieved as Vidura, and there was nothing further to be said about their welfare. The comparison of Krishna, so both are having the same feelings, Uddhavji and Vidurji, because both belongs to this same dynasty. Vidurji belongs to the Kuru dynasty and Uddhava belongs to the Yadu dynasty. The comparison of Krishna to the sun is very appropriate. What is the verse? Krishna is compared to the sun. Very famous. This verse is one of the seed verse of ISKCON. Bolo, what is the verse? Krishna compared to sun. Purushottam.
हरे कृष्ण। कृष्णा सूर्य समा माया अंधकार, जहाँ नाई कृष्णा तहाँ
जहाँ नहीं
माया,
कृष्णा,
जहाँ जहाँ कृष्णा तहाँ माया नाही माया अंधकार।
सही से बोलो।
कृष्णा सूर्य समा, कृष्णा सूर्य समा मायार अंधकार, जहाँ कृष्णा तहाँ नहीं माया अधिकार।
This is the logo of what? ये कहाँ लिखते हो? कहाँ देखते हो?
ये तो वो बैक टू गॉड है मैगजीन।
हाँ, बैक टू गॉडहेड मैगजीन का यही लोगो है। कृष्ण है सूर्य सम, माया अंधकार, जहां कृष्ण तहां नहीं माया रह अधिकार। Godhead is light, nascent is darkness. Where there is Krishna, there is no nations. As soon as the sun sets, darkness automatically appears. But the darkness experienced by the common man does not affect the sun itself, either at the time of sunrise or of sunset. Lord Krishna's appearance and disappearance are exactly like that of the sun. He appears and disappears in innumerable universes. And as long as he is present in a particular universe, there is all transcendental light in passes away is put into darkness. His pastimes, however, are everlasting. The Lord is always present in some universe. Just as the sun is present in either the eastern or the western hemisphere. The sun is always present either in India or in America. But when the sun is present in India, the American land is in darkness. And when the sun is present in America, the Indian hemisphere is in darkness. The sun appears in the morning, gradually rises to the meridian, and then again sets in one hemisphere, while simultaneously rising in another. So Prabhupada is comparing, he is explaining. So Lord Krishna's disappearance in one universe and the beginning of his different pastimes in another takes place simultaneously. As soon as one pastime is finished here, it is manifested in another universe. And thus his Nitya Leela or eternal pastimes are going on without ending. As the sunrise takes place once in 24 hours, similarly the pastimes of Lord Krishna takes place in the universe once in the daytime of Brahma. The account of which is given in Bhagavad Gita, 43,432,000,000 solar years. But wherever the Lord is present, all his different pastimes as described in the revealed scriptures, the snakes becomes powerful, thieves are encouraged, ghosts become active, and the lotus become disfigured, and the Chakravaki laments. Chakravaki laments. So with the disappearance of Lord Krishna, the atheists feel enlivened and the devotees become sorrow. Durbhago bata loko ayam yadavo nitaram api ye samvasanto na vidur harimina ivadolupam. The universe with all its planet is most unfortunate, and even more fortunate are the members of the Yadu dynasty, because they could not identify Lord Hari as the personality of Godhead any more than the fish could identify the moon. This is a analogy. The fish could not identify the moon. Uddhava lamented for the unfortunate persons of the world who could not recognize Lord Sri Krishna in spite of seeing all his transcendental godly qualities. From the very beginning of his appearance within the prison bars of King Kamsa up to his Maushal Leela. Anyone knows what is Maushal Leela? What is the Maushal Leela? सुना है नहीं सुना है मौशल लीला? You know, Pranav, what is Maushal Leela?
No, Prabhuji, not heard before.
Manoram?
What's the detail I do not know, but name I think I heard Prabhuji saying that.
What is it? What is Maushal Leela? Priyanka, what is Maushal Leela?
I'm not remember exactly. The weapons also named Hala Musala.
क्या कहा आपने?
Musala Prabhuji. I think that is the weapons name. Yes, Hala and Musala.
अरे नहीं बाबा क्या? It is not hala and musala.
No
तो
Prabhuji.
ऐसे पकड़ो ना. You should develop spiritual intelligence. See what it is saying. From the very beginning of his appearance within the prison bars of King Kamsa up to his Mausal Leela. आप बताओ. Now catch. रम्या को कुछ समझ में आ गया? बोलो क्या समझ में आया?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
हाँ, बोलो.
Prabhuji, till his departure, his last
Yes.
pastime,
हाँ, तो वो कौन सी लीला किया भगवान ने?
Martya Leela.
मर्त लीला नहीं, मौसल.
Moksha.
यहाँ कहाँ पे किया? क्या किया? व्हाट इज द मौसल लीला? अरे आप लोग इस कृष्णा बुक पढ़े नहीं है क्या?
जो शाम जो थे जो
शाम
जो एक ऋषि ने जो श्राप दिया था उनको तो
वो तो
मूसल
यदुओं का नाश हुआ ना. उससे तो यदुओं का नाश हुआ. सही से बताओ. जो कह रही हो गलत नहीं है, लेकिन वो इस कंटेक्स्ट में नहीं है. तो कृष्णा वेंट टू प्रभास क्षेत्र. प्रभास इज वेयर इन गुजरात. He was there in Gujarat only. Dwarka is in Gujarat. So what is the Mausal Leela? That one arrow came and hit Krishna. That arrow which was released. And that arrow which had that tip of the same iron and which caused his departure. So it is called Mausal Leela. तो यहाँ दिया ही है ना, क्लियर ही दिया है. From his birth in the prison house till his Mausal Lila. His appearance within the prison bars of King Kamsa up to his Mausal Lila. Although he exhibited his potencies as a personality of Godhead in the six opulences of wealth, strength, fame, beauty, knowledge, and renunciation, the foolish persons of the world could not understand that he was the Supreme Lord. Foolish persons might have thought him an extraordinary historic figure because they had no intimate touch with the Lord. But more unfortunate were the family members of the Lord, the members of the Yadu dynasty, who were always in company with the Lord but were unable to recognize him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Uddhav lamented his own misfortune also because although he knew Krishna to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he could not properly use the opportunity to render devotional service to the Lord. So he is regretting. He regretted everyone's misfortune, including his own. The pure devotee of the Lord thinks himself most unfortunate. That is due to excessive love for the Lord and is one of the transcendental perceptions of viraha, the suffering of separations. It is learned from the revealed scriptures that the moon was born from the milk ocean. There is milk ocean in the upper planets. What is that? Shir Sagar. Shir Sagar. And there Lord Vishnu, who controls the heart of every living entity as Paramatma, the Supersoul, resides as Shirodakshai Vishnu. Those who do not believe in the existence of the ocean of milk because they have experienced only the saltwater ocean should know that the world is also called Go, which means cow. The urine of the cow is salty. And according to Ayurvedic medicines, the cow's urine is very effective in treating patients suffering from liver trouble. Such patient may not have any experience of cow's milk because milk is never given to liver patients. But the liver patients may know that the cow has milk also. Prabhupada is giving what an example. Genius. हमें मिल्क ओशन का कभी कुछ पता नहीं है क्योंकि क्या देखा है, केवल मूत्र देखा है. और मूत्र क्या होता है? सॉल्टी, लाइक अ काउज यूरिन. तो काउ का यूरिन सॉल्टी है, इसका क्या मतलब है? काउ का मिल्क भी सॉल्टी होगा क्या? नहीं. The patient may know that the cow has milk also, although he has never tasted. Similarly, men who have experienced only of these tiny planets where the saltwater ocean exists may take information from the revealed scripture that there is also an ocean of milk, although we have never seen it. From this ocean of milk, the moon was born. But the fish in the milk ocean should not recognize that the moon was not another fish and was different from them. समझ में आ रहा है analogy? इसमें दिया है ना? As if the moon was born from the ocean and the fish is saying that moon is no different. As other fishes are there in the ocean, so is the moon. The foolish people. They think that the Supreme Lord is ordinary. Like a fish considering the moon to be ordinary. From this ocean of milk, the moon was born, but the fish in the milk ocean could not recognize that the moon was not another fish and was different from them. The fish took the moon to be one of them, or maybe something illuminating, but nothing more. The unfortunate persons who do not recognize Lord Krishna are like such fish. They take him to be one of them, although a little extraordinary in opulence, strength, etc. The Bhagavad Gita 9:11 confirms such foolish person to be most unfortunate. Avjananti mamura manushim tanumashrita param bhavam ajanat mama bhuta maheshwara. I'll take one more verse. इंगितज्ञा पुरुप्रोधा एकरामश्च सात्वत सात्वतं वृषभं सर्वे भूतावसं amamsata. The Yadus were all experienced devotees, learned and expert in psychic study. Over and above this, they were always with the Lord in all kind of relaxations. And still they were able to know Him only as the Supreme who dwells everywhere. They did not fully recognize. In the Vedas, it is said that the Supreme Lord or the Paramatma cannot be understood simply by the strength of one's erudition or power of mental speculation. Nayam Atma Pravachanena Labhyo Na Medhaya Na Bahuna Shrutena. Katha Upanishad. He can be known only by one who has the mercy of the Lord. The Yadavas were all exceptionally learned and experienced. But in spite of their knowledge, but in spite of their knowing the Lord as the one who lives in everyone's heart, they could not understand that He is the original personality of Godhead. This lack of knowledge was not due to their insufficient erudition. It was due to their misfortune. In Vrindavan, however, the Lord was not even known as the Paramatma because the residents of Vrindavan were pure, unconventional devotees of the Lord and could think of Him only as their object of love. They did not know that He is the personality of Godhead. The Yadus or the residents of Dwarka, however, could know Lord Krishna as Vasudev or the Super Soul living everywhere, but not as the Supreme Lord. As scholars of the Vedas, they verified the Vedic hymns Eko Deva Sarva Bhuta Adhishvasa Antanyami and Vishninam Paradevta. The Yadavas therefore accepted Lord Krishna as the Super Soul incarnated in their family and not more than that. I'll stop here. So this is Uddhavji speaking to Vidurji and introducing the unfortunate situation of the Gurus and the Yadus because they did not take advantage of association of Krishna in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna. Okay, from your side, if you have any question or inquiry, please ask. प्रियंका रविंद्र प्रभु आज नहीं आए, कल आएंगे?
हाँ वो पहुंच जाएंगे प्रभु जी, उनको 10:30 हो जाएगा, आज ही आ रहे।
अच्छा, अगर क्लास के बाद क्लास में कुछ नहीं हुआ, यस मैडम, यस प्रभु, गो अहेड.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji,
Unmute
why
and speak.
Uddhava was lamenting that he did not worship Lord Krishna as Supreme Lord? We know that they consider Supreme Lord as their friend or worship as Vatsalava, which is even higher.
That's what is lamenting. Yeah, but that is what Lord considers. For a devotee, he never feels that he has done sufficient. Then he is not a pure devotee. The desire to serve is more than what he serves. And when his service increases, his desire to perform service, even it exponentially increases. So his heart's desire was not fulfilled. That is what he is lamenting. He could not perform the devotional service. To the extent he was lamenting now. But I had the opportunity. But I still was not able to do what I should have done. So he is lamenting. Sripad Madhavendra Puri, at the last lap of his life, he is lamenting. Ai Deen Dayal hai, Adranath hai. Kim Karomi Aham. Has he not done sufficiently devotional service? Who can perform devotional service to the tune of Sripad Madhavendra Puri? In his love, Gopal became manifested. We will have Chandan Yatra still after thousands of years. It is a pure devotee means he is never satisfied with his service. Neophyte, he will claim that he is the biggest service person of the Lord. मेरी जितनी सेवा कौन करता है, मेरी जितनी तपस्या कौन करता है, मेरा इतना त्याग कौन करता है? He will only boast about himself. A pure devotee, he will never feel satisfied. He will never feel that he has sufficiently served the Lord. He will always regret that I lost the opportunity. Haridas Thakur, he is chanting 300,000 M, and Mahaprabhu is coming and saying that you stop it now. He said, no, I have not been able to perform my service. Sanatana Goswami is going for a larger parikrama, not just the parikrama that we do. And Krishna is appearing and saying, you did not do it, Baba. He said, no, no, don't stop my service. I was hearing Jayapataka Swami Maharaj's glorification day before yesterday, Mohan who was speaking. That when Jayapataka Swami Maharaj's bodily health was not good, so some of his senior disciples said that Maharaj, you stay here and we'll give you the best treatment and you recover and you stop traveling. Your travel is now stopped. So Maharaj became very angry. He said, you rascals, you are killing me by stopping my service. Maharaj dismissed all of them. Even our Guru Maharaj, he never allowed. We many times talked about it. We had one medical care committee also. So many meetings, so many things. Maharaj would dismiss it. Shut up, get lost. Not required. I am not an old man. So devotee means his existence as service. He can never be satisfied. He will always feel that it is insufficient service that he has performed. That is what is the thrust. In such age also, externally the body is not functioning. The limbs are not supporting. But still how they are able to continue service? Because that strong urge from within, the desire to serve is so deep and so strong that everything else becomes insignificant. That is what is Lolyam. Hare Krishna. Yes, thank you for asking this question. So we can get into the consciousness of what Uddhavji and Viduraji is. So much is their deep desire to serve. Yes, Dayashil Prabhu. Did Prabhupada say, I have done 1 minute? Did Prabhupada ever say that I have done so much service? Huh? I have spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. No one before me did it. Prabhupada said that my mission is only half complete. You know or not? Pranam, I'm asking you.
Yes, Prabhuji.
He said my mission is only half done. Half of it is still remaining. And he told his disciples to pray to Lord Narasimhadev that if you allow my spiritual master to stay for some time. You see Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, how he is existing? Because he feels his mission is not done, his service is not done. Very clear? Yes, Dayashil Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, what is exactly the Bhakti Lata? Prabhuji, Bhakti Lata. Like,
Bhakti Lata is creeper of devotional service.
प्रभु जी हम लोग यहाँ पढ़ रहे हैं कि जैसे कि इस गोइंग फ्रॉम
Yeah.
Birjar River to Brahma Jyoti. So how, I mean, प्रभु जी, this not able to understand. Like,
What is there to understand? When your Bhakti Lata will grow, then only you will understand. Na? अभी तो it is not even sprouting. मिल तो गया है, लेकिन उसको क्या करना पड़ेगा? नर्चर करना पड़ेगा ना, तब उसमें ग्रोथ आएगा, अपने आप थोड़ी आएगा। किसान जाके खाली बीज खेत में डाल के आ जाए, बोले फसल अभी क्या है, आज मैंने बीज बीज डाल दिया है, अभी 6 महीने बाद जाऊंगा फसल काट के ले आऊंगा, क्या मिलेगा? कुछ मिलेगा? उस क्या करना पड़ेगा? उस बीज को उगाना पड़ेगा ना, उस बीज को नर्चर करना पड़ेगा, खाद डालना पड़ेगा, पानी डालना पड़ेगा, उसमें से जो वीड है निकालना पड़ेगा, प्रोटेक्शन देना पड़ेगा, पेस्टिसाइड डालना पड़ेगा। जब तक फसल आ नहीं जाती तब तक रोज उसको ध्यान देना पड़ेगा, रोज सर्व करना पड़ेगा, तो फसल आएगी, वरना आएगी नहीं। तो यहाँ बता तो दिया वो नर्चरिंग प्रोसेस क्या है। व्हाट इज दैट नर्चरिंग प्रोसेस?
hearing and chanting, प्रभु जी.
In association of devotees. In association of devotees. Not independently or individually. So when we do this sincerely, then there will be some ruchi, taste. Okay? And then the growth will be there. Then it is said that if you have to grow, you have to have some shelter. आधार चाहिए ना, बेस चाहिए। किसी लता को अगर आपको छत के ऊपर लेके जा रहा है तो अपने आप पहुंच जाएगी क्या? देखा है ना?
सपोर्ट सपोर्ट चाहिए.
सपोर्ट चाहिए। व्हाट इज दैट सपोर्ट?
Some devotee, प्रभु जी.
या स्पिरिचुअल मास्टर और रिप्रेजेंटेटिव। नहीं, उसके बिना कुछ नहीं होगा। बहुत पावरफुल परपोर्ट है। भगवान ये बात बताना चाह रहे हैं, सुबेरे से ही डिस्कस कर रहा हूँ, सुबेरे भी यही वर्ष लिया था मैंने। शिष्यस्ते हम शादी माम तो हम प्रपन्नम। कोई आने को तैयारी नहीं है। 2-3 लोग आए, वो भी 7:30 बजे के बाद। क्यों? क्योंकि अगर ये प्रोसेस को ले लेंगे तो इस जगत से बाहर चले जाएंगे ना, तो जाना है ही नहीं, यहीं रहना है, सड़ना है, तो फिर क्या किया जाए? लेकिन हमारा भी तपस्या यही है कि हम प्रयास करते रहेंगे, शुड नॉट बी अफेक्टेड बाय रिजल्ट। कोई आया चाहे ना आया, अपना प्योरिफिकेशन तो होगा। ठीक है, इट इज गेटिंग लेट, बट वेरी गुड, वी शुड हैव डिस्कशन, दिस इज द पर्पस। येन केन प्रकारेण मना कृष्ण निवेशयेत। मन को किसी प्रकार से कृष्ण में स्थिर करना है, उसके लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? बार बार चर्चा करनी पड़ेगी। ओके, यस, बोलिए रम्या।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी. प्रभु जी, थोड़ा प्रभु जी, जैसे कि हम नॉर्मल सीड जब ग्रो करते हैं तब उसको अगर हम नर्चर ना करें तो वो सूख जाता है, उससे और कोई जर्मिनेशन नहीं होता. तो भक्ति लता बीज पाने के बाद अगर कोई बहुत दिन तक अगर उस प्रोसेस को फॉलो ना करे, जैसे हियरिंग ना करे, चैंटिंग ना करे, तो वो दोबारा बहुत दिनों के बाद प्रैक्टिस करने पर भी जर्मिनेट होता है, या ओ कुछ हो नहीं पाता?
नहीं, अगर आपको भक्ति लता बीज बनाए और आप जेनेटिक चैंटिंग नहीं कर रहे तो अपराध करेंगे ना, फिर तो अपराध के कैटेगरी में आ जाएगा। तो अपराध करेंगे तो उसका रिएक्शन मिलेगा। अपराध करने से पता है क्या होता है, कैसे पता चलेगा कि अपराध कर रहे हैं? टेस्ट नहीं होगा। जो अच्छे डिवोटी हैं और जो स्ट्रगलिंग डिवोटी है, फर्क क्या है? दूर से देखेगा दोनों प्रोसेस तो सेम कर रहे हैं, लेकिन एक टेस्ट के साथ कर रहा है, एक बिना स्वाद के साथ कर रहा है। कर जबरदस्ती कहाँ फंसा दिया है, वो करना ही नहीं चाहता है, उसकी इच्छा ही नहीं है। बोला किसी तरह बचूं, भागूं, निकलूं यहाँ से, बार बार इधर उधर मुंह मारेगा, कभी इधर भागेगा, कभी उधर भागेगा, कभी इधर लपकेगा, कभी उधर लपकेगा। जो प्रोसेस है उसको सही से फॉलो करेगा ही नहीं, क्योंकि उसको क्या है, वो टेस्ट नहीं मिल रहा है। टेस्ट क्यों नहीं मिल रहा? क्योंकि अपराध कर रहा है। तो गंभीर भक्त है, उसको उसमें रुचि है, वो सवेरे उठेगा क्योंकि उसको पता है उसका चैंटिंग होगा नहीं, नहीं तो चैंटिंग होगा नहीं तो पूरे दिन भर उसको खोखला लगेगा, खाली लगेगा, खराब लगेगा, वो कर्स करेगा, किक करेगा। हियरिंग छूट गया तो लगेगा कि यार भोजन ही नहीं मिल रहा है, एनर्जी नहीं आएगा। रीडिंग नहीं किया है तो सोचेगा खाली है। लेकिन उसको ही होगा जिसके अंदर रुचि है, जिसके अंदर रुचि नहीं है उसको कोई फर्क नहीं, उसको पता ही नहीं चलेगा 5 दिन बीत गया, नहीं, अरे नहीं सुना, नहीं सुना, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? कुछ उसको अभाव लगेगा ही नहीं, क्योंकि उसके अंदर वो भाव ही नहीं है। तो जब भाव ही नहीं है तो अभाव कहाँ से आएगा? विरह तो उसको मिलेगा ना जिसने संग किया है, जिसने संग ही नहीं किया है उसको विरह का भाव कहाँ से मिलेगा? अभी बोल रहे हैं ना, विरह का भाव आ रहा है उद्धव जी को, विरह का भाव आ रहा है विदुर जी को, क्योंकि वो कृष्ण के संग को प्राप्त किए हैं, और वो संग नहीं मिल रहा तो विरह आ रहा है। जिसको अब संग ही नहीं हुआ उसको विरह का भाव कहाँ से आएगा? वो कभी नहीं आएगा। वो तो वैसे, वो वैसे ही विरक्त रहेगा भक्ति से, भक्ति से विरक्ति रहेगी उसकी, भक्ति में आसक्ति नहीं होगी। संसार में बार बार आसक्ति होगी, वो बार बार संसार में भागेगा। और जिसको इधर एक बार भी टेस्ट मिल गया उसका संसार से विरक्ति होगा, उनकी आसक्ति इधर है। तो जिसको बीज मिला है, जिसने दीक्षा ले ली उसको बीज मिल गया, जिसने शेल्टर ले लिया उसको बीज मिल गया, और उसके बाद वो श्रवण और कीर्तन नहीं करता है, चैंटिंग नहीं करता है, तो वो अपराध करता है। अपराधी अपराधी जीव को कैसे टेस्ट मिलेगा, कैसे रुचि मिलेगी? उसका जीवन तो नर्क से भी बहुत बदतर है, बहुत बुरा जीवन है उसका। इसलिए इनिशिएशन तभी लेना चाहिए जब सीरियस है। आज भी मैं कल कल किसी से बात कर रहा था, उनको पता है भैया इनिशिएशन इतना चीप नहीं है, वो फैशन नहीं है, कोई शो नहीं है किसी को दिखाने के लिए कि हाँ भाई मैं भी इनिशिएटेड। आपका सब कुछ चेंज हो जाना चाहिए, लाइफ में प्रायोरिटी बिल्कुल चेंज हो जाना चाहिए, बिल्कुल क्लियर। जो कहा वो करेंगे, हमारे जीने का उद्देश्य ही वही है, वरना नहीं जिएंगे, जीवन नहीं चाहिए, बाकी संसार का और कुछ नहीं चाहिए। अगर संसार से कुछ चाहिए तो फिर आध्यात्मिक सफलता नहीं मिलेगी। तो कैसे आ जाएगा? जो अपराध कर रहा है लगातार उसको टेस्ट कहाँ से मिलेगा? वो टेस्ट का अधिकारी है ही नहीं। टेस्ट तभी मिल सकता है जब किसी तरीके से उसको किसी अच्छे भक्त का संग मिले और उनकी वो सेवा करे, और उनकी सेवा से उनको प्रसन्न कर दे, तो टेस्ट वापस मिल सकता है, वरना नहीं मिलेगा, वरना वो भटकता ही रहेगा। ठीक है। हरे कृष्णा। श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद